Namaskar. Today we will discuss uh, another important topic, that is development, stages of development, dimensions of development, and factors affecting growth and development. So, in the previous class, we have discussed in detail regarding what is growth and development, what is development, what are the basic differences between the growth and development, and general principles of development. Now we will discuss what are the developmental stages of life. What are the stages of development? This is very important for you so far as the any kind of the competitive examination is concerned related to education, any teacher eligibility test, etc. So, different scholars and psychologists have attempted to classify the stages of human growth and development in different ways. Here, I want to present some of the classifications given by different scholars, psychologists, and educationists. You know, in our ancient India, the life was divided into four parts. That is Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Banaprastha, and Sannyas. So, in our Indian culture, birth to 25 years, that is called the Brahmacharya. You know, while we were discussing about the ancient education, that is Vedic education, in the previous video also, we have discussed at the age of 8 years, the disciples and students used to go Gurukul and start their formal education. Okay, this is the Brahmacharya, the birth 25 years. In this stage, the students, the people get education, formal education. Next is Grihastha, that is from 25 to 50 years. Banaprastha, 50 to 75 years. And then Sannyasa. This is the your classification of developmental characteristics according to Indian ancient Indian culture. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita classified in your the life into four parts. What are the four parts? First is your Kumaravastha, that is in infancy or birth to 5 years, Kumaravastha, according to Bhagavad Gita. Next is your Paugandavastha. Paugandavastha, that is childhood or 5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years. Next is Kaisharavastha. That is called the Kaisharavastha. That is 10 to 15 years. Kaisharavastha. And next is Juvavastha. 15 plus. This is the classification made by Bhagavad Gita. Kumaravastha, Paugandavastha, Kaisharavastha, and Juvavastha. Okay. Next classification is given by the eminent the Western thinker, philosopher, the contributor of negative education, one of the we can say the chief architect or chief advocate of your naturalistic philosophy, J.J. Rousseau. Rousseau divided the developmental characteristics into four parts. That is your infancy, childhood, adolescence, and maturity. Okay, this is the classification of Rousseau. Rousseau divided into four parts. Next is your classification of Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud classified your the developmental characteristics into four parts. This is very important for you also examination point of view. That is first your oral stage, that is birth to 5 months. That is oral stage. Next stage is the anal stage, 6 to 18 months, anal stage. Next, the phallic stage, that is 18 months to 3 years. Okay. And next is your the latency stage, that is 9 to 12 months, 9 to 12 months. And next is your the genital stage, that is puberty. That is called puberty. 12 plus years, that is called the puberty. So this is the classification of your Sigmund Freud, the contributor of the psychoanalysis theory of psychology, or you can the psychosexual theory. This is very important for you. 5 stages: oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital stage. You know, there may be the question. The question may come in your TET, teacher eligibility test, net education, etc., etc., and also in CBT also. So try to understand and keep in mind what are the stages classified by Sigmund Freud. The popular classification given by Elizabeth Hurlock, one of the reputed, renowned psychologist of the world, who has contributed the very important books to you can say the Indian world psychology, that is child development, or you can say developmental psychology or child development. Okay, so he classified the life into 6 parts. This is also very important for you. The first is your prenatal period, that is from conception to birth. Prenatal period, that is 280 days. 280 days, that is called the prenatal period. Next is your infancy period, that is birth to 9 weeks, according to Elizabeth Hurlock, birth to 9 weeks. Babyhood from 9 weeks to 2 years. Babyhood 9 weeks to 2 years. Childhood 2 to 12 years, and childhood again divided into 2 parts: early childhood and later childhood period. Next is your adolescence period, that is from 11 to 20 years, and next is your adulthood, that is 21 plus. Adulthood, that is 21 plus. This is the classification of your the Elizabeth Hurlock: prenatal period, infancy period, babyhood, childhood, and early childhood. This is the classification by Elizabeth Hurlock. It means that different psychologists, experts, researchers divided the life developmental characteristics. You can say on the basis of the developmental characteristics, they divided the human life into different categories. But the comprehensive definition, we can say the comprehensive classification level. This is very important for you. What is the comprehensive? It means that analyzing the different classifications of different psychologists, experts, we can comprehensively accept the classification. That is, first is your prenatal period. What is the duration of the prenatal period? That is 280 days, means conception to birth. Conception to birth, that is prenatal period. मातृ गर्भर समयटा जो माने भ्रूण संचार ठारू जन्म पर्यंत, that is from conception to birth, that is your prenatal period. Second stage is the infancy period, that is the birth to 2 years. Very important, that is birth to 2 years. Similarly, childhood period, then after infancy, one will enter to the childhood period. The duration is 2 to 12 years. 2 to 12 years. Okay. So again, here there is a question: what is the duration of the childhood period? 2 to 12. And there is also another question: what is the duration of infancy period? Try to understand. Childhood period is again divided into 2 parts. That is early childhood period, and next is your later childhood period. What is the duration of early childhood period? That is 2 to 6 years. 2 to 6 years. And later childhood is 7 to 12 years. 7 to 12 years. Okay. So next is your adolescence period. That is very important period in the life. That is called a period of stress and strain, pleasure and pain. And that is the period of, we can say, some say that is the period of spring period. That is spring period. And that adolescence period plays very important role in order to build the good career and personality of the individual. Okay. So that adolescence period is also known as teenage. That is 13 to 19, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So this teen age or the teen period is called the adolescence period. Okay, that is the adolescence period, which is the midway between the childhood and your adulthood. Okay, it starts from childhood or end of the childhood and emerges in the adulthood. And what is the adulthood? That starts from 20 plus. 20 plus. Okay. So this is the comprehensive classification of stages of development: infancy, childhood, adolescence, adulthood. Okay. Let me discuss what are the factors affecting growth and development. How growth and development are influenced or affected. There are several factors are there which the factors which influence the growth and development of the individual. This is very important question for government examination, for B.Ed, for MA education, and any other examinations. Okay, so we can say the factors affecting growth and development. The factors can be classified under two parts. One is your internal factors, and another is the external factors. So what are the internal, both internal and external factors play a very important role in influencing the growth and development of the individual. Both internal factors and external factors play a very important role in order to for the development or the process of the growth and development. So let me discuss what are the both internal and external factors I want to say here. So first thing is that heredity. I have already told you in the previous classes, heredity or genetic factors, that is the, we can say the internal factor, that factor plays a very vital role for physical and intellectual development of the individual. So the growth is severely affected by heredity, and also some components or some dimensions of development are also severely affected or influenced by the genetic factors or the genes or the heredity. So the heredity is one of the important factors. I have already told you that heredity impacts on the physical characteristics of the individual. The height, the structure, the shape, the color of your hair, your eye structure, eye size, face structure. So all these factors or these components or dimensions are affected by the heredity. Next is your physical factor of the individual. The physical factor, the health condition, that also plays very important role for your growth, for the process of growth and development. Nervous system, that is also very important factor which influences the developmental characteristics of an individual. Next, the glands. There are different glands are there in the body, and these glands severely impacts or influences the behavior or developmental characteristics of the individual, like your ductless glands, like adrenal gland, pituitary gland, thyroid glands, sex glands. So these are the different glands are there, and these glands severely impacts or influence the growth and development of the individual. Another important thing is that the physical exercise, games, sports, diet, the nutritious food, balanced diet, these are also influencing the growth and your development of the individual. Similarly, any kind of the injuries, chronic diseases, these factors also influence the growth and development of the individual. There are several, you can say the environmental factors. These environmental factors also influence the developmental characteristics of the, like your emotions, your social behavior, okay, your social behavior, your linguistic language development. Okay, so these factors are directly or indirectly influence the you can say the emotions, social behavior, adjustment capacity of the individual. So what are the environmental factors? The environment at home, the relations among the members of the family, okay, relations between or among the neighbors, community members, race, your school environment, the behavior of the teachers, students, friends, peers, okay. So the behaviors are the of the society members, community members, and also nations. So the environmental factors severely influences the, we can say the intelligence of the individual, mental health of the individual, we can the emotions, social behaviors of the individuals. Okay. Similarly, your sanitation and hygiene influence the growth and development of the individual, sociability and recognition in the society. Okay, intelligence and learning also very important factor that influences the growth and development. Maturity, in the previous class I have already discussed what is maturity, what is maturation, how maturation impacts on the growth and development. I have already told you that the maturation is the prerequisite of the development. Maturation is the precondition of the learning. So maturity plays a very important role. Similarly, sex and gender equality and discrimination. Your sex and gender also influence the growth and development of the individuals. Okay, cultural heritage, social you can say status, or you can say social backdrop, that also influence on the growth and development. Free exchange of ideas, self-contentment, self-esteem, mental health, and mental hygiene. So these are the several factors are responsible for growth and development of the individual. All the factors can be categorized, or these factors, what we have discussed here, the internal factor or external factors. These factors can also be divided under two parts, that is your biological factors or genetic factors, and others are the environmental factors. Okay, so the physical characteristics, or you can say the what will be the environmental factors? Your physical environment as well as social environment. Okay, so genetic factors, biological factors. Okay, so these factors influence the dimensions, several dimensions or different dimensions of the like physical, social, mental, moral, emotional, spiritual, linguistic, etc. So these are the factors affecting your growth and development, and this is very important for the examination point of view. Try to understand. You can also present this you are through we can say in a tabular way or with the graphical way also. Okay, let us discuss what are the different dimensions of your growth and development. Dimensions of growth and development. So, from infancy to adulthood, human being undergoes several stages of development. What I have already discussed, that is your prenatal period, that is the 280 period, home period, you can say 280 80 days. Your early child, infancy period, that is birth to your 2 years. Early childhood period, your 3 to 6 years, 2 to 6 years, and later childhood period, that is 7 to 12 years. Adolescence period, that is your teen period, that is teenage, 13 to 19, and adulthood period, that is 20 plus. So these are the different developmental stages or developmental stages of the life. So at each stage of human development, certain changes are happening. Certain changes are being happened. What are the changes? These changes are called the dimensions or aspects of development. You can say, so during the flow of the life, or the different changes, it may be the physical, mental, social, moral, okay, spiritual, linguistic, several changes occur in life, in different stages of life, or the changes that occur are called the dimensions or the components or aspects of development. And these aspects or dimensions classified under different heads, like your physical growth, cognitive or intellectual or mental development, linguistic language development, you can say language development, next your emotional development, moral development, social development. So these are the dimensions: physical, mental, social, moral, emotional, language development. So these are the different dimensions of development. Now we will discuss what are the dimensions. What do you mean by physical growth or physical development? So let me discuss one by one. Physical growth as the dimension of development. In simple words, you can say physical growth refers to the structural or bodily changes of an individual. So, what is physical dimension? Physical dimension means, or physical growth means that structural or bodily changes of an individual. The dimensions of physical growth are, what are the physical growth dimensions of the physical growth? Changes in height and weight, changes in body proportion, changes in structure of the body, changes in internal organs, change of voice, motor developments. So these are coming under the dimension of physical growth. Coming under the dimension of physical growth. Next is your cognitive or mental or intellectual development. You know, cognitive development can also called the mental development or intellectual development or intellectual development. So what do you mean by cognitive development? So cognitive development or mental development or intellectual development means what? Now, intellectual development means, or intellectual or mental development includes attending, perceiving, observing, thinking, recalling, analyzing, synthesizing, problem solving, okay, and the development of languages and concepts. So these are called the cognitive development, or you can say the mental development. So these aspects of mind grow and change with the age. So this is related to our head. This is related to our brain. This is related to the mind. Okay, and the mental development also mental changes occur in different stages. So the flow of mental development is not equal at all stages. For example, you know, the physical growth is very rampant and very rapid at infancy stage. But mental development is very rapid at the childhood periods. So do you get my point? So the from stages to stages, the dimensions of development, the pace of development changes. Okay. So mental development here, I want to say some of the important factors of the mental development or intellectual development. That is, mental development is a continuous and steady process. It is a continuous process. It is a steady process. Okay. Factors affecting mental development are maturation. Try to understand. This is question for you. Factors affecting mental development are your maturation and learning. Mental activities are guided and controlled by the nerve system. This is a very important thing. Mental activities are guided and controlled by the nerve system. Sensation and perception. This is an important question for you. For TET, teacher eligibility test. Sensation and perceptions are the prime aspects of mental activity. Sensation and perception are the prime aspects of mental activity. We can say the sensation, sense organs are the gateway of what? Cognitive development or knowledge, we can say. So these sensation and perception are the primary aspects of mental development. Perceptual perceptual experience leads to concept formation. So concept and formation, how concept formation is made? So perceptual experience builds, or you can say leads to conceptual formation or concept formation. Child's concepts change with the increase in age. You know, the concept of the child changes with the increase of the age. Okay, you can give the example also. What the child thinks about the ball at infancy stage, he thinks in different way when the child age increases. What the way the child accepts a thing about father or mother when the child grows, so his your maturity level also we can say advances or we can say develops. So in that way he also perceives, or in that way he interprets a thing. Could you get my point? So the child's concept change with the increase in age. So this is what is called your mental, or we can say the cognitive development. Let me discuss the language development at a dimension. You know, language plays very important role for expression of the will and pleasure, to express something, to express your emotion. The language is the most important channel of communication. So language is actually the verbalization of concepts which is learned by imitation or hearing. So this is how can it means the language is what is language? Language is the verbalization of concepts which is learned by imitation or masturbation or whatever it may be. So what are the important features of language development? Language is a tool. Try to understand. Language is a tool to be used for all type of communication. So all type of communication can be possible through language. We can express our emotion we can express our will and pleasure through language. So language is an important tool to be used for all type of communication. It is used in acquiring knowledge. Language is used to acquiring knowledge. Language development starts with mere name of objects or events, and it reaches at its peak when it develops ideas into universal concept. You can also understand better how language develops. How language develops. So initially, we develop language with mere names, mere word, or you can say mere letter, and gradually, so it reaches its peak when it develops into universal concept. Develop into universal concept. ଆମେ ପ୍ରଥମେ କଣ କରୁଛେ ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ଛୋଟ ଶବ୍ଦ କହିବା ଆରମ୍ଭ କରୁଛେ ଗୋଟେ ଅକ୍ଷର କହିବା ଆରମ୍ଭ କରୁଛେ ଏବଂ ଅକ୍ଷରରୁ ଶବ୍ଦରୁ ଗୋଟେ ଖଣ୍ଡ ବାକ୍ୟରୁ ଗୋଟେ ଅନୁଚ୍ଛେଦ ତାପରେ ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ଆମର ଭାଷାର ବିକାଶ ହେଉଛି when we come across the society members, community members, when we interact with the different members of the society, gradually the language develops. The stock of vocabulary enriches and language also we can say develops. Next is your emotional development at the dimension of development. Emotion plays very important role. Emotion plays very important role in order to undertake any activity, any program, any work. So without emotion we cannot even move one inch also. So what is emotion? Emotion is a strong feeling that is strong that it can be observed overtly. So it is emotion can be observed overtly. These are the four qualities of emotional experiences. Every emotional experience involves feeling. First thing, every emotional experience involves feeling. It is accompanied by the physiological changes. You are sometimes what happens due to emotion. For example, someone is angry. So his physiological changes will occur. His face, the color of the face will be changed. His emotion will be changed. His gesture, posture will be changed. So emotional experience involves feeling. It is accompanied by the physiological changes, and emotional experience involves an impulse towards some kind of action. This is another quality. And emotion involves awareness or perception. These are the four qualities of emotional experiences. Let me discuss what are the features of emotional development. Emotion starts immediately after birth. Try to understand. Emotion starts immediately after birth. Okay. Emotions are dynamic. It is changing. Emotions are changing. Particularly so far the small children is concerned, their emotion is changing in twinkle of moment. ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା ଛୋଟ ପିଲାଟି ଦି ପଡ଼ିଶା ଘର ଦିଟା ପିଲା ଥିବେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ଗଣ୍ଡଗୋଳ କରୁଥିବେ ଏବଂ ଆସି ଘରେ କହିଥିବେ ମା ଦୁଇ ପଡ଼ୋଶୀ ଭିତରେ ଯୁକ୍ତିତର୍କ ଚାଲିଥିବ ପିଲା ବିଷୟରେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ପିଲା ଯାଇକି ଖେଳି ଦେଉଥିବ ଏବଂ ମିଶି ଯାଉଥିବ. So the emotion is changing very frequently in the childhood period, particularly in infancy and early childhood period. So emotion starts immediately after birth. Emotions are dynamic, particularly it changes frequently during infancy and childhood stage. So it is very frequent, it is very dynamic, very changing. It is changing during infancy and childhood. Emotions development is determined by socio-economic background in childhood. Try to understand. Emotional development is severely influenced. Emotional development is determined by the social condition of the individual, economic conditions, or the surrounding where the child or the individual grows, where the individual lives. This surrounding, the behavior of the member of the family, the behavior of the society members severely influences the emotional changes of the individual, and it is also affected by the physical development of the child. Due to physical development, our emotion also changes. Take an example. छोटो साना झियोटा, छोटो झियोटी दौड़ी दौड़ी खेलुला सब करथला. से पिला जेतला शारीरिक वृद्धि घटुची, साଙ୍ଗे से दौड़ु नाही. से निजको लाज प्रकाश करूची. So the physical development also affects the your emotional development of the individuals. So this is regarding the emotional development or emotion the dimensions of development. Let us discuss the social development. as a dimension. Social development plays a very important role. Social development means what? To acquire the ability to behave in accordance with social norms. Social development means development of the social efficiency to make an individual social sufficient, develop different social quality. That's why an individual can be socialized, an individual can adjust to the society, adjust with the family members, adjust with the society member. He can face any kind of situation, stress and strain. So that is called the social quality or social development. Okay, according to Elizabeth Harlock, social development is the attaining of maturity in a social relationship. It means social maturity. Social development implies social maturity. Social development implies the socialization, the process of socialization, ability to cope up with the society, ability to adjust to the society, development of the social quality for which an individual can easily adjust, the individual can easily cope up with the any kind of the environment. Okay, so this is called the social development. So Elizabeth Harlock says social development is the attaining maturity in social relationship. Okay, so let us discuss what are the important features of social development. Social development starts with the process of socialization. Try to understand. Family is the first agency where the process of socialization starts. So the process of socialization starts from the family. Mother is the first teacher, or you can say the family is the primary agency of socialization. The child increases his social circles gradually. Gradually, the child increases the social circle. Initially, the child meets with the father, meets with the mother, the family members, and gradually, when he comes across with the different members of the society, members of the village, members of the community, so his social behavior or his social qualities we can say enhances. Okay, so the child increases his social circles gradually. Social development means development of cooperation with others. Social development means adapt or adjust with the social behavior, social situation. Okay, social development means social sufficiency. Social sufficiency. So these are the dimensions of your development. Here I have discussed two important things. First thing is that the stages of development. Stages of development. Second thing is that you are we have discussed what the factors affecting growth and development. What are the factors, internal, external, or biological, or genetic, or environmental factors? Then we have discussed the dimensions of development, like your physical, mental, language, social, emotional. Okay. So let me discuss very important thing for you just in a few minutes. That is the approaches of understanding development. So how can you know the development? What are the approaches? What are the research process to be adopted for knowing the developmental process? Two approaches are there. This is a very important question for you. Short question is concerned for BEd students, and also it will come. The question will come in your OTT also, and any kind of the teacher eligibility test. This psychologists generally follow how the psychologist you can say assess the developmental characteristics of individual. How the psychologists and experts identify the different developmental characteristics in different stages. So generally, the psychologists follow or adapt two approaches in the study of the child development. One is your longitudinal study and another is the cross-sectional study. Try to understand. One is longitudinal study and another is cross-sectional study. What is longitudinal? The very term speaks longitudinal. It means that in this approach, the group is studied by a same investigator for a long period of time, even for years together, to study developmental characteristics. It means that on a particular case, on a particular group, for studying the particular behavior, if the researcher studies for a long period, that is called the longitudinal approach. Means the group is studied by the same investigator for a long period of time, even for years together, to study the developmental characteristics. That is called the longitudinal approach. Here, purpose is, what is the purpose? The purpose is to collect more and more empirical evidence through intensive study for a long time. It means that the researcher will study the psychology to study on a particular group, on particular characteristics for a long period of time, for getting the more and more empirical evidence. On the other hand, what is the cross-sectional approach? Cross-sectional approach means in this approach, a cross-section of sample means the group is studied simultaneously by the investigator. Here in the longitudinal approach, the same group will be studied for a long time. In your cross-sectional approach, different categories of the people will be studied in a short span of time. So on the basis of the time, particularly time, so there are the approaches are divided in two parts. So in this approach, a cross-section of sample is studied simultaneously by the investigator. Here a number of children of the similar age, and having common problems to draw a generalization about a group. For example, we can say, we can study the reading interest, play activities, and social characteristics of children of different ages. For example, we want to know what are the mental development occurs at the infancy stage. For example, we can say, if you study the particular group, for example, we said the particular group means that particular children of particular area for a long time. That is the longitudinal approach. When we study the infancy, the infants of different areas in a short span of time. Okay, that is called the cross-sectional approach. So generally, in your cross-sectional approach, or we can say the longitudinal approach, we follow some common steps. What are the steps? First, selection of the problem. Next, selection of the procedure. Next, selection of the sample. Next, collection of the data. Then data analysis and interpretation, and drawing the conclusions. So these are the, we can say, the steps. Generally, when the researchers conduct research on the developmental characteristics of the individual, they follow these. First, they have to select the problem, identify the problem. Then, after identification of the problem will be stated, objective will be stated. Then they will select the different procedures to collect different data regarding the problems. They will select the sample, population, your data collection tools and techniques. Then the data, after collection of the data, after gathering of the data are being interpreted, are discussed, and finally draw the conclusion. So this is about the development, its stages, dimensions, factors affecting growth and development, and approaches to study the developmental characteristics. So in the next class we will discuss, very important thing, in the next class we will discuss the psychological theories or theories of development. There are different theories are there, like cognitive development theory of Piaget, etc. So we will discuss in the next class different theories of development.